5 in the straight, and they're racing. Race number 1 at Flemington. One of the best horses to leave the starting stalls was Surveillance, and Orchestra Man hunted up with 2 Puntal as they jumped the first, and Dashing Greg out wider. Still there behind them, there's one down over the first. Mighty Shane has lost his rider over the first jump. They come down to approach the second one. Dashing Greg gets over it just clear. Dashing Greg in front, they're getting up on the inside. Sharp as to be second. Surveillance has settled well. Followed by Palatinsky settling fourth, and still there was fifth. They were followed by Royal Table, Orchestra Man, Our Orphan, Toko was out very wide. As they come down the jump, the third one down the straight, and Dashing Greg has got over it just in front. A muddling pace. Surveillance the top weight in second position. They were followed by Palatinsky. Over on the inside was Sharp As, wants to pull a little bit. A length away then is still there. It put in a bad jump. Toko went up on its outside. They're a length and a half clear from Orchestra Man, followed by 2 Puntal, Our Orphan, and Royal Tables 15 lengths away. Surveillance and Dashing Greg jump the next one together. They're 2.5 lengths clear by the winning post of Palatinsky third. 2.5 lengths away in fourth placing was Toko. On the inside was Sharp As, a length and a half to Our Orphan. Then still there. Going around them was the riderless Mighty Shane. It fell at the first. Puntal was next outside Orchestra Man, and 12 lengths away than the Royal Table. It's the 90-1 pop. It's at the tail of the field. They work along by the Mirabelong side of the track with 2,000 metres to go. Dashing Greg is a half length in front of Surveillance. 2 lengths away was Palatinsky at the next jump. 2 lengths away Toko. On the fence was Sharp As. Then came going around them Our Orphan, still 3 deep though, still there the centre. Orchestra Man the rail, 2 lengths away to Puntal, and about 8 lengths away Royal Table. By the 1,700 metres point, Dashing Greg is jumping okay and leads about 3/4 of a length to Surveillance. A length and a half away, Palatinsky's had good cover and jumping pretty well. The riderless Mighty Shane a half length behind him, about 3 lengths away than a Toko. Over on the inside was Sharp As, followed by Orchestra Man inside, still there. Our Orphan never been on the track, a length away to Puntal, shaken up, and 12 lengths away Royal Table. Along the back of the track though, the 2 leaders are jumping pretty well, so too is the third horse Palatinsky. It's Dashing Greg inside Surveillance, a length and a half Palatinsky at the 1,200. There's 6 lengths clear. Sharp As was in fourth placing. Then Toko, Our Orphan starting to make up ground. Orchestra Man scrubbed up on the fence, 2 lengths to still there, not going all that well. 5 lengths to Puntal, and a huge break then a Royal Table. Inside the 1,000-metre point, the riderless horses moved up on the outside of Dashing Greg. Surveillance might have got slightly interfered with, and now Palatinsky got the gap. Palatinsky races up to the 2, but immediately got a check and dropped back a length or so. It's Surveillance on the outside of Dashing Greg. They're starting to really pack up. Our Orphan, Sharp As run on well. Palatinsky on the fence, and they were followed by still there Orchestra Man. Many chances running to the turn. They got 600 metres to go on the hurdle. 2 jumps to negotiate. Coming up to the top of the straight, it's Dashing Greg in front of Surveillance. The riderless horse in front of them. Here's Our Orphan, 4 wide. Sharp As 3 deep. Palatinsky going for a run on the fence, and then still there Orchestra Man running down to the second last, and Sharp As took over. Sharp As has taken the lead from Surveillance. Our Orphan battling back. Dashing Greg can't go on, neither can Palatinsky. It's Sharp As in front, switches to the inside of the riderless horse. He's got over 2.5 lengths in front. Our Orphan is starting to make a charge at him. Sharp As 2 in front. Our Orphan switched back to the fence from Palatinsky, but Sharp As is going to win. Sharp As about a half length behind the riderless horse, wins about 3 lengths. Second Our Orphan, third Palatinsky, and then Surveillance. A fair gap in the race to still there. Then Toko, Orchestra Man, Dashing Greg and Puntal knocked up, and Royal Table must have been pulled up.
And I can tell you that Jamie Evans was slightly winded. He lay on the ground for a little while, but then he got up and was helped by one of the attendants down there, and I presume that he's you know, not too bad for those people who'd be very anxious to know how Jamie is. That was a pretty good effort, because Sharp As was certainly not jumping that well in the...
The win and 85 cents a place. Roger Booth, the winning jockey there. Number 6, Our Orphan at 110, 8 Palatinsky at 85, Quinella 9.50, and the trifecta dividend on the first race, $68.10. Running late in Sydney today.
And so they've been locked away, ready for action. The light is on. racing, and they've come out as one, and Caledonian Concord quickly in front from Two Puntal, Bell Landy and Sharp as they jump the first hurdle, and Caledonian Concord hit it, and Orchestra Man is close and handy on the rails. In the run to the second jump, Caledonian Concord again in front and again jumped badly. It's Bell Landy, Two Puntal, Sharp as and Caledonian Concord on the fence from Orchestra Man, Tackler Man and Prince Landel. Up the side they come the first time, and Bell Landy is piloting the field narrowly from Caledonian Concord, moving up to be on terms and take over once again. Two Puntal is third, and then Sharp as they go to the next obstacle. Orchestra Man's on the inside of Sharp as, and about 5 lengths to Tackler Man, and Prince Lendl is last. Approaching the next hurdle, and Caledonian Concord leads by 1.5 lengths. Jumped that one a bit better. Two Puntal second on the outside of Bell Landy. Orchestra Man got a slight check there. Sharp as is just ahead of him from Tackler Man and Prince Lendl. At the top of the straight, and here with 2,000 metres to go, Poltridge has Caledonian Concord in the van by about 1.5 lengths over to Puntal. Harnett had a look back there. Bell Landy is parked in third, placing Sharp as under a firm grip is next, and then Orchestra Man at the jump in front of the stand. Caledonian Concord handled that one better. Sharp as put in a very good leap, and he's a close third now. 1 lap to go in the Federal Hurdle. Caledonian Concord away from the rail. He's at least one off the fence. Shows the way from Two Puntal and Sharp as racing together. Bell Landy is close up with Orchestra Man. Only about 3 lengths or so between the first 5. A gap then of 4 or 5 lengths to Tackler Man and Prince Lendl, a long last and already under riding. On the Dean Street side at the first of the double at the 1400. Caledonian Concord in front, didn't jump it too well. Harnett riding Two Puntal along, getting up on the inside, and so is Orchestra Man. Or Harnett called for a cab there on Two Puntal. Sharp as has travelled well in the run. Going to the 1,200 metres turn, and the tempo quickens. Orchestra Man goes through on the inside to be on terms with Caledonian Concord. They're 2 lengths to Sharp as on the outside of Two Puntal, who's being ridden along and not responding. 2 lengths Bell Landy, 4 lengths Tackler Man, and then Prince Lendl. 4 to jump as they go to the 1,000. It's Orchestra Man landing on terms with Caledonian Concord. 1.5 lengths away Sharp as, who's closing on them. 4 lengths to Puntal, and then on the outside Bell Landy from Tackler Man under pressure, and Prince Lendl. They race up now with about 750 metres to go. Sharp as about to have a crack at Caledonian Concord from Orchestra Man at the third last hurdle, and Sharp as puts in a magnificent jump. Sharp as hits the front and races clear. Gets 3 lengths ahead of Caledonian Concord. 2 lengths to Orchestra Man at the second last one, and Sharp as handled it very well and increases his advantage. He's leading now by 6 lengths over Caledonian Concord. 2 lengths to Orchestra Man, struggling. A fair gap then to Bell Landy from Tackler Man and to Puntal. Sharp as with the race, and he's keeping, provided he jumps the last. Heads around the bend with a huge advantage over Caledonian Concord and then Orchestra Man. Here comes Patton riding Sharp as into the last hurdle and takes off and jumped it well, and he's got it well and trapped up by a big margin. Going to be a great go for the placings. Bell Landy running on with Two Puntal. Bell Landy's going to get up for second, and here we go for third. Give it to Two Puntal, and nose in front of Caledonian Concord. Then Tackler Man, Orchestra Man caved in, and Prince Lendl last. Official.
Beautiful shot there of the start of the dominant Grand National Hurdle race. A great test of not only for the horses but also for the horsemen, the riders. 18 hurdles to get over, and it is the pinnacle of the whole jumping season, the Melbourne Cup over jumps. Now Vinciamo will be the last one to link up. Mick Patton aboard. Lights on for the National, and they're off and racing now. And Sir Agrafo, as usual, missed the start by about 2 lengths, and one of the first out was Royal Pride from the New Zealander Norfolk Dancer. And Sharp as went up third as they come to the first of 18 hurdles. Raft Boy behind them from Quartermaster and Star Count. Karatash has caught out 4 deep early. They were followed by Zealand Grey, and Vinciamo's also wide. The 2 greys very deep. Sir Agrafo tracking them. He'll have to go forward about 7 wide out of the straight with his huge weight. Then Taranui, followed by Belsarie Dunrow. And last of all was Haven Court. They sweep out of the straight. They go towards a 2,000 metre point on the first lap. And as expected, the favourite Sharp as goes to the lead for Laurie Poltridge. He's looking for the big jump stubble today. He won the crisp earlier on. And Sharp as puts the pace on and leads by 4 lengths. Royal Pride second, a half length away. Norfolk Dancer third, 2 lengths away. Quartermaster to fourth. Then Raft Boy on the inside of Saragrafo. About 3 lengths to Karatash, and then Vinciamo, who's got away to the inside. Back behind him was Zealand Grey deep around Stark Count, and then came Dunrow, and about 3 lengths away Haven Court is back of the tail with the Belsery, and now Taranui's back in about 4th last placing. Going to the next jump, Shabazz in front, measuring his fence as well, led by 2.5 lengths to Royal Pride, and the New Zealander third, Norfolk Dancer. About 2 lengths away, Quartermaster, 1.5 to Saragrafo, who settled well today, the dual Grand National winner. He creates history today if he can do it. About 4 lengths away in 6th placing was Raft Boy. Then Karatash, followed by Dunrow, Vinciamo, Zealand Grey. The 2 greys are together. Royal Pride went straight through that fence and lost ground at it. Back in about 4th last position was Taranui around the outside of Stark Count. 3 lengths to Haven Court, and 1.5 away, Belsery last of all. They're strung out by 25 lengths, and Shabazz hasn't put a foot wrong. And the favourite led by 4 lengths as he goes for the Grand National double. In second placing, Norfolk Dancer. 5 lengths away, third, Royal Pride. A length away, Quartermaster. Saragrafo fifth. 4 lengths back then to Raft Boy. Vinciamo getting closer next. A 1.5 away, Dunrow, followed by Zealand Grey and Stark Count. Taranui just up in front of him, and then Karatash, and about 6 lengths to Haven Court and Belsery. They sweep around the top turn, still with a bit over a circuit left to go. And Shabazz is in front. He runs second in this race last year to Saragrafo, and he straightens up in the Grand National hurdle with a break of about 3 lengths. Norfolk Dancer in second placing at the first of 3 down the straight. Norfolk Dancer went straight through it. Royal Pride to third, Saragrafo fourth, and then Vinciamo on the outside of Quartermaster. Followed by Raft Boy, and Star Count was next as they get over the next one from Karatash, Taranui. Then Dunrow and Zealand Grey wide from Belsery, and Haven Court at the rear. At the next jump, just outside the winning post, and Shabazz goes to it. 3 lengths in front, jumped it perfectly. Second, Norfolk Dancer, a 1.5 to Royal Pride. Saragrafo being ridden along now by Graham Bide. Then Quartermaster fifth on the inside of Vinciamo, a 1.5 to Star Count, Raft Boy, Taranui deep, and then Karatash, Zealand Grey, Dunrow, Belsery, and last of all, Haven Court. They sweep out of the straight for the final time in the Grand National. 2,000 metres to go. And the leader is Shabazz by a 1.5. Norfolk Dancer was second, a 1.5 to Saragrafo and Royal Pride together. Then Vinciamo and Raft Boy starting to go forward out wide. Then Quartermaster, Stark Count. 3 lengths away, Taranui and Zealand Grey, and then Karatash, followed by Dunrow. Belsery second last, and Haven Court back at the rear. A mile to go, 1,600 metres to run, and Shabazz in front, got over that fence about 3 clear. Now Vinciamo gets a spurt, goes to second for Mick Patton, a 1.5 to Saragrafo third. Then Raft Boy, Royal Pride, Star Count running on, and they were followed by Norfolk Dancer, a break to Quartermaster, Dunrow, Zealand Grey, Taranui, Haven Court, Belsery, and Karatash. 1,400 metres to go, and Shabazz still in front. He defies them by 2 lengths, but the grey right on his hammer, Vinciamo. A 2 lengths away, third, Raft Boy, and then Star Count. Saragrafo's under pressure. Then Royal Pride, followed by Quartermaster, Dunrow, Zealand Grey, Haven Court, Norfolk Dancer's gone, and then Karatash and Taranui. They have about 1,000 metres to go. Shabazz in front, but he can't shake off the grey. And Mick Patton, aided by a rails run with Vinciamo, goes up the tackle, Shabazz. They're out by about 2.5 to Raft Boy. In fourth placing, Star Count, 6 away, Royal Pride. Then Quartermaster, followed by Zealand Grey, Saragrafo, Dunrow, Haven Court, and Karatash well back. Approaching the turn, 700 to go, and still Shabazz in front. By 2.5 to Raft Boy. Vinciamo's flat. Then Star Count, and a long break to Royal Pride and Quartermaster. Coming to the home turn in the Grand National. 600 metres left to travel, and it's Shabazz by 2. Raft Boy running on strongly. Then Star Count, Vinciamo. They're the only 4 chances. On straightening up, Laurie Poltridge looks for the big double on Grand National Day. Shabazz 2.5 in front. This brilliant jumper. Will he go one better than last year? At the second last, got over it by a 1.5. Raft Boy picking him up on the outside. Then Star Count, Vinciamo can't stay the 4,800. At the last one, Shabazz up and over by a length. Raft Boy skipped through, but Shabazz got away in this brilliant jumper's 3 in front. Raft Boy's trying hard, but there's no doubt about it. Shabazz is the best hurdler in Australasia, carrying 69.5 kilos. Laurie Poltridge pushes out the champ to win by 4. Draft Boy second, 8 away Star Count. Vinciamo Gallant run fourth, and then Royal Pride, Zealand Grey. Quartermaster Karatash, Haven Court, Saragraphe just couldn't do it. Then Dunrow, Valkyrie, Norfolk Dancer went too hard too early, and Taranui was back at the tail end of the field, and they've all completed the course in the 1990 Grand National Hurdle Race sponsored by Dominant. The favourite, the winner, $1.30 and 70 Sharp As, and you can see why he's the best hurdler in the country with that dashing display. Raft Boy 135 has run second, and Star Count third will pay $1.25. They're the interim tote dividends on the Grand National, and there's no doubt about the winner. Sharp As at the distance. Raft Boy was putting the pressure on. Vinciamo had tried to do it at the 800 metres point. Failed. Raft Boy tried. He skipped through the last one, Raft Boy, but there was so much left in Sharp As. This magnificent animal just pulled away from him in the last 200 metres and has gone on to score easily. Laurie Poltridge rode the winner of the Crisp earlier on, Caledonian Concord. Well, he'll be aboard Sharp As next week as this mighty horse tries to do what Moss Trooper did in 1930, win the big double, the Grand National Hurdle and the Grand National Steeple. And the way he won today, there's, I don't think, anyone on the racetrack that would say he couldn't do it. Magnificent animal. Just have to look at his record. The 6-year-old who didn't start until he was 4 years of age has had 32 starts for 15 wins, 10 seconds and 3/3, and now his prize money with $78,000 today is in excess of $320,000. A great moment for Laurie Poltridge. He's ridden a couple of winners of the Grand Annual, but today he's won the Grand National on one of the most brilliant jumpers we've seen, being Sharp As. 2, 7 and 4. Jim Houlihan, never trained a Grand National Hurdle winner, but he has today. He got Strasbourg home in the 1977 Grand National Steeple, so it's a magnificent moment for him and the jockey Laurie Poltridge and this fabulous animal. Jim Houlihan will have shortly to see, you know, just how good he thinks Sharp As is, and Graham Kelly has the Grand National winning trainer Jim Houlihan.
Well, Jim, congratulations. A great thrill.
Yes, it is a great thrill. It's my first Grand National hurdle.
Magnificent effort by the horse. Beautifully paced too by the jockey, Laurie Poltridge.
He's well ridden, and he is a lovely horse.
And only made one, perhaps, sticky jump.
That's all, yeah. He was trying to rest him a bit too much at that point.
And he put a lot of pace on, though, over the last 2,000 metres.
That's right, yeah.
And what about the Grand National Steeple next week?
Well, we'll see.
Good. Congratulations, Jim. I know you want to go and lead him in. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Jim Houlihan, the winning trainer. A delighted Laurie Poltridge. Great success for him. One of the best jockeys in the land, there's no doubt about that. And Sharp As is the winner of the Grand National, and you've seen it live on Channel 10. We'll take a break, come back for the presentation of the Dominant Grand National Hurdle Race.
Draws to it. Oh, he got into it, hit it hard, but he's still 3 lengths in front. In second place, So Just now, and Quabite running on down the outside. One to go on the National. Coming down to the last of 18. Planinka got close to it, but he got away with these 3 lengths in front. Harnett went for the whip. Quabite finishing strongly on the outside. 100 left to go. Planinka 3 lengths in front. Quabite trying hard in second place, but they can't pick up Planinka. And Planinka wins the Grand National Hurdle by 3 lengths. Quabite was second.
Flemington after the running of the Dominant Grand National Hurdle and the official Victorian dividends pending correct weight. Sharp As $1.30 and 70 cents. Raft Boy a gallant second, $1.35. Star Count third, $1.25. The Quinella $8.25. The running double $15.40, and the trifecta $74.40 on the numbers 2, 7, 4 after the running of the 4th event. And now it's time for the presentation after the running of today's big race, and it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Doug Reid.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just seen a wonderful exhibition of jumping by a very good horse in Sharp As. The committee are delighted with the field we had today and the interest and resurgence in jumping races, and that's due in no small part to the assistance we get from our sponsors, and we're very indebted to them, and particularly today to Dominant Chemicals. The congratulations of the club to the owner, Mr. Throsby, the trainer, Jim Houlihan, and the jockey, Laurie Poltridge, I'm sure we'll all be looking forward to seeing if Sharp As can get the double next Saturday in the steeple. It's now my pleasure to request Mr. Christopher Short to present the trophies to the winning connections.
Mr. Acting Chairman, Committee of the Victoria Racing Club, guests of Dominant Australia, ladies and gentlemen. The Spring Carnival, I think, reaches its zenith with the Melbourne Cup. In the Winter Carnival, we have the Grand Nationals. If I may be so bold as to say that the Grand National Hurdle, Grand National Steeple and the Hiskin Steeples would seem to be the dominant jump races of the Winter Carnival. Dominant Australia has had a long and proud association with jump racing in Australia, and we're delighted to be able to continue the association through the sponsorship of the two Grand Nationals. We've been blessed with a beautiful day here at Flemington today, almost like autumn, perhaps a bit chillier, but it's been a lovely day. I thought the race on a dead track was magnificent, and it is a great spectacle to see horses in the hurdle over 4,800 metres, 18 fences. It's a truly wonderful spectacle. Well, to the winner, Sharp As, what a great horse he is, and I'm delighted to be able to congratulate the owner, Mr. Throsby, the trainer Jim Houlihan, and the jockey Laurie Partridge. And I do hope that perhaps next week I'm able to stand here and say that for the first time in 60 years we've had a double with the Sharp As winning the hurdle and steeple, but we'll have to see next week.
And very happy owners of Sharp As, and no doubt after today's performance, the best hurdler in the country. Magnificent performance by Sharp As, now 15 wins in the metropolitan area with the Grand National today. And the applause behind me for a marvellous racehorse, and after today, no doubt a champion. We'll take a break, come back live to Flemington.